What's good, everybody? Hope everything is well with you. We're going to read chapter 4 of True to the Game by Teri Woods, The Getaway. Miss Suge was finally finished cooking the cocaine. She was letting it cool now so it could harden. Didn't it come back good? She was smiling at her success, revealing her missing teeth. Yeah, Suge, you doing it, he said. Motherfuckers tell you I don't know what I'm doing, you tell them they's a lie. You hear me? Yeah, Suge, I hear you, said Qua. He grabbed 2 large plastic bags and put the rocks in them. All right, Suge, I'm out. She walked him to the door and talked him into the car. Rasan looked in the bag. Shit, looks like Suge didn't beat you this time. She beat me for a couple thousand to save her house, Quadir said knowingly. Turning back to Ra, he asked him, Now, you sure you can handle this? Man, give me the bag, Ra said, snatching the bag out of Qua's lap. I know what to do with it. I'm gonna cap this shit up tonight and be ready tomorrow. Qua had some reservations about Rasan's ambition. I want you to watch out for Jarrell and those sucker-ass niggas, you hear me? Man, what's the matter with you? That girl got you nervous. You don't have to check me, baby, said Ra. I'm not nervous. I just want you to watch yourself. It's Gina. She got you all fucked up in the head, nigga. I know she do, said Ra. You don't know nothing. Watch. By the time you get back, that girl gonna be wearing your pockets. Man, get the fuck out of here, said Qua. But I'm saying, as fine as she is, she could wear my pockets too, boss, said Ra. She is all that, isn't she? Sis definitely got it going on. Ra got out the car with his bag, compliments of Suge's superb cooking abilities. Later, he said. Later, Qua said, pulling off. He drove straight to his hideout and took all the money he collected early out of the trunk. Once he was in the apartment, he went straight to the closet door and unlocked it, exposing a huge safe where he had been keeping his money for years. He turned the knob, entering his combination. Click. Qua opened the door. His money was safe and sound. The safe took up every inch of space in the closet, standing taller than himself. He had old school money in that motherfucker. He took the money out the bag and threw it in the safe, locking it back up. He then packed 2 suitcases. He made sure his credit cards were in his wallet. He had everything together. His clothes, his money, everything he could think of. He paced around the room, walking back and forth, making sure there was nothing he had forgotten. He went back over to the closet and made double sure the safe was locked, then grabbed his luggage and stepped. Gina was sitting on the porch when she saw Quadir's BMW turning her block. Her head started pounding, and the inner thought of how she looked to him entered her mind. He pulled up in the front door as Gina waved to him. You ready to go? I'm ready, she said. Rasan delivered Gina and Quadir at the airport, happy to be in charge and happy to have his BMW. Their flight, though somewhat turbulent, landed without a hitch. Damn, my ears are still ringing, she noted, annoyed. How long will it last? Who knows? For me, I wake up in the middle of the night with my ears ringing, so I can't tell you. Oh my God, she said. I thought we were gonna die. The plane was rocking and shaking. I thought something was gonna happen. It was enough to make me buy a boat and sail the fuck home, he said like he meant it. After 3.5 hours on the plane, Gina understood how he felt. The only difference between them was that Gina liked to fly. She had always wanted to travel by air. Look at those trees. Will those kind of trees grow in Philly? Not 101 questions, he thought to himself. I don't know, baby, but they grow in California. Have you ever been here before? She asked. Yeah, twice before. Looking around, he said, we gotta get a cab. They located their baggage and Qua spotted the taxi stand. Entering the first available ride, he told the driver, the Valiant Hotel on Paradise Island, please. The driver was very nice, making lots of conversation, but didn't seem to know where he was going. Qua nudged Gina, whispering, I swear I just saw the same damn building twice. Maybe you're having a deja vu from when you were here before twice, she said with an attitude. Gina Baby, I'm telling you, he don't know where he going, whispered Qua. The driver seemed to have been through this type of distrustful whisper before. Me don't know, but me find the way. Me know what to do, he said, pulling out his map. Damn, he don't know where he's at. Qua, why don't you give him directions? You been here before. Qua did pay her no mind. Man, how you don't know where you at, he asked. Me not from here, man. Me from Jamaica, man. Me a yardie. Oh, Lord, said Gina, collapsing into giggles. Well, don't you see nothing that looks familiar? Asked Qua. Gina, stop laughing. That's the bridge, man. He pointed far away. Okay, that's the bridge, grumbled Qua. What about the bridge? The bridge take you to Paradise Island, star. Relax, star. Me find the way. Gina glanced over at Qua, who was shaking his head in frustration. We're gonna get there, Qua, she said. I don't know how, baby. With lost Rasta here behind the wheel, we might not make it, he said. They looked out their respective windows, trying to quell their misgivings. It wasn't Philly. It wasn't anything like Philly. There were no skyscrapers and no city streets, no graffiti, and no broken down row homes. It was beautiful. It was nature at its finest. Gina was so glad she was there. Finally, they reached the bridge. The view was breathtaking. The sun glinted off the yachts, liners, and small fishing boats, some moving, some idling, all completing the canvas. Quadir paid the driver as the bellboy approached to assist Rasta with the luggage. All right, Rasta man, you learn where you're going, okay? I'm gonna tip you 'cause I know shit is rough for a brother, but the next time you give me a ride, he continued, handing the Jamaican a $100 bill, I don't want to ride in circles, okay? Yeah, me know, the Rasta said. Qua kept saying, me know, as the bellboy took the luggage inside the hotel. Gina was so glad to be there, pointing at this and that. The scenery was too tropical. There were Bahamian musicians playing island music, and there was a bar. Sliding glass patio doors across the expansive lobby led to the swimming pool. Beyond the pool was nothing but white sand and clear crystal blue water that you thought existed only in commercials. Gina looked through the patio doors. It was a party. People were dancing and clapping, and there was a man singing on a platform, which was lit by poles of fire set at each corner. Gina had no energy to join the party. After all that shopping, hair doing, and flying, she was tired. Qua walked over to her. Do you want your own room? She didn't know what to say and tried to hide her surprise. She had planned on sleeping with him. As a matter of fact, she expected him to want her with him, and his suggestion left her, well, stupefied. But she recovered. I hadn't really thought about it. Well, how about adjoining rooms? That way if you want privacy to shower or change, you'll have it. And if you need me, I'll be right there 'cause our rooms will connect. Okay, she said, smiling at him. That smile and those eyes made Qua melt. He had to have her. When he finished signing for the rooms, he found Gina outside. You ready? Was she ready? Oh, was she ready? Sure, she said, as demurely as a sister who got picked up in Harlem and had the shit kicked out of her the morning she got home could be. Quadir had 2 keys in his hands. Which room do you want? He asked, holding out the keys in his hand. Room 808, she said, as the bellboy led them to their rooms. He opened the doors for them and carried their things inside, each of the rooms. He had nothing to say, but he did manage to smile and thank you when Qua handed him a $20 bill. Why do you give money away like that? Because he needs it, said Qua, walking over to the balcony. They had a great view and hadn't even reserved the room in advance. Gina looked out the balcony with him for a few minutes, but she was so tired, all she wanted to do was lay down. Qua, on the other hand, was thinking about nothing but a spliff. He had carried the weed right through customs in a vitamin container in his suitcase. Shit was great. Qua sat on his balcony and looked at the water. This what it was all about. This was living. Quadir wanted to travel the whole world. He had been in Philly all his life, the streets all his life. That wasn't no kind of life. He could base his home in Philly, and he could always deal with the streets, but he didn't want to be out there like that all his life. It wasn't the way. He knew there was something better for him. Gina laid on the bed, silently watching Quade as she thought about her grandmother who raised her since she was 4, when her mother died. Her mother, she never thought about her. No one spoke of her mother. Gina never knew why. All she knew was that, when she was little, her father went to prison and her mother died. She didn't even remember her mother. Not one memory. It didn't seem that bad to her that her mother was dead, and the fact that she never had a mother didn't seem to bother her. She loved her mother for bringing her into the world. She loved her for sharing her beauty with her, and for her hands, her soft and gentle hands. But at 62, God had patience and a lot of wisdom. She definitely had taken care of her grandbaby Gina. God took care of all her grandbabies. She told them stories about where they came from. She taught them all right from wrong, and she made them all go to Sunday school when they were little. She was a miraculous, God-fearing woman and very strong. Gina loved her grandmother. She was the only mother she knew. Quade walked into her room. He had just taken a shower. "Will you put this on my back?" he asked, handing her the lotion. "We can go look around the island tomorrow if you want to." "Okay, I want to." After she lotioned him down, she went into the bathroom, showered, and changed into a baby blue satin pajama set. Then she laid down beside him. "You want to go swimming tomorrow?" "Whatever you want to do," Quade said, reaching over and turning off the light. He lay back down and pulled her closer to him. His strength could be felt as he consumed her in his arms, holding her close to him. Gina could feel his breath and hear his heartbeat as she lay next to him. He was divine. She couldn't believe it. He felt so warm, and his hold was so relaxing and comforting. She felt safe. Gina lay next to Quade, thinking of all she had done and all the places she had been. All of the men, every single last 29 of them. Could she say they just got in the bed and held her? They might have fed her, bought her something, laid her body down and gave her a couple dollars, but none of them simply held her. They slept in until the afternoon. When they finally crawled out of bed, Quade went into his room to change while Gina got herself together. By the time Quade came back into the room, Gina looked like the girl he met in New York, not the one he woke up to. Downstairs was sunny and bright. People were in the pool, and the musicians were still playing the island music. The bar was open, and people were ordering drinks nearby. Gina grabbed a pamphlet at the information booth at the front desk. "Oh, look, a boat ride. Can we go?" "Whatever you want," Quade said, winking at her. After they had breakfast in the hotel restaurant, they went and toured the island. Qua wanted to see the new beach, and of course the casino. There was lots of water and lots of shops. That basically summed it up for the island. So they went across the bridge into Nassau. There was a man selling conch shells. "Qua, look," she said. Gina said that at everything she saw. They rented mopeds and rode around the island all day, and finally took a road that led into town. It was full of merchants who had everything you could think of, from jewelry to clothes. Quade saw a dress hanging on a mannequin in a store window. "Gina, you would look good in that," he said. "Do you think so?" she asked. "I really do." He walked into the shop and told the saleslady he wanted the dress in the window. Blatantly, the woman stood aloof and distinctly replied, "That dress is $8,490. She did an about face and waited for his reply. "I don't believe I asked you for the price of the dress. I want the dress that is in the window. Do you not work here?" he asked politely. "Yes, of course," she replied. "Well, if I'm getting ready to spend $8,000 on a dress, wouldn't you want to get to step in and wrap that shit up in a box? 'Cause I'm getting real tired of the small talk." Quade looked around and studied the store. The people were appalled by the rude display of behavior, and the saleslady couldn't bring herself to move. Meanwhile, another saleslady had attracted Gina to the shoes. "Qua, I have to have these. They will go perfect with that dress. Can I get them, please?" He got her everything she wanted. Gina was getting used to spending other people's money, and she did it very well. After dragging him around the island like a rag doll and making him carry all but 2 of the bags, Qua was tired and hungry and ready to go back to the hotel for a restaurant meal and a nap. They got a cab and went back across the bridge to the Valiant Hotel. "Let's order a movie and eat in," Qua said. He felt like lying down. Once they got upstairs, he took Gina's things in her room and went into his. He wanted to figure out how much money he had spent. He wasn't spending no money tomorrow. Gina gonna take her trick ass down to the beach and call it a day, he thought to himself, just as Gina opened the door to his room. Quadir had stacks of money lying beneath him on the floor. He quickly bent down and brushed it under the bed. "Are you busy?" she asked, trying to desperately see what's on the other side. "Yeah, I'll be out there in a minute," he said, pushing her out the door and closing it behind her. He picked up the phone and called Rasan. "Assalamu alaikum." "Alaikum assalam. I miss you, man. When you coming home?" Rasan was glad to hear from his hero. "I just got here. So what's going on? Everything safe?" "Yeah, shit is tight. I'm gonna meet the boy Rock tomorrow and everything else been running real smooth. Marlon Hawkins wants you to call him. I told him you was down South Philly. What else been going on?" "Nothing. Stop worrying." "Alright, I'm out. Assalamu alaikum." "Alaikum assalam." Peace and blessings, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Let me hear your thoughts. Peace.